This is a Headgum original.
Yeah, that's from our TikTok, right?
Friday, October 28th. Let's fucking get it over with.
Get it over with.
Let's make the content that we have to make. We're banking episodes, so a lot of it has to do with like getting work done. That's how it feels to me, at least, is like, oh, like the holidays are coming up. Let's get some episodes in the bag. That way I'm not stressed at the beginning and end of December. I can take some time fucking off for once, right?
And so you want to make sure that those are dated, so when people listen to them in November and December, they know that it's not something that happened recently?
I mean, again, I can edit freely too. So this is just so you guys know how I'm feeling.
I'd like to make it in.
Just to avoid stress, but you seem very stressed.
I am.
Yeah. But you're saying it would be more stressful to record over the holidays?
It'd be more stressful to get 6 episodes done in 2 weeks.
Mm.
The first 2 weeks of December.
I see.
Yeah.
Right.
So now you're stressed now instead of during December 3rd or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Which is kind of huge for me.
Yeah.
We've got Cory Lane on the fucking show.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah. This is a rare occurrence where I have like some of my comedian best friends on the show.
I see.
Usually it's y'all.
Best friends?
Cory's one of my best friends.
I'd say that I'm one of Jeffrey's best friends.
Never heard of Cory.
I don't talk to you about my personal life because you don't offer the
I know
same in return.
George. I know George for sure.
That's because he interned for you.
Yeah.
You only know people you work with.
And who else have we met through Geoff? Like all those guys, the crew, basically.
The
Well,
crew?
Riley.
The crew?
Oh yeah, Riley.
Riley
Riley,
works
I hear
here.
about a
Works here,
lot.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cory hasn't really come up, so for him to be your best friend feels. I mean, Cory, would you say that Geoff is your best friend?
Jake definitely knows about Cory. I'll say that.
Thanks for interrupting me before I had to answer that question.
I match people's level of intimacy, right?
Uh-huh.
So and vulnerability. So if they give me a lot, like Kayla talks to me about her emotions,
Uh-huh.
I'll do the same. She knows more about me than you do, and she's only known me for a year and a half.
I'm kind of feeling like we should talk more then.
We should, because I feel like you would offer that up, but Amir's
Yeah.
sort of a
I want to
fence.
know.
No.
I want to know less about you, and for you to know less about me. So I think what I've done is somehow not very much, but still too much. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And then we got Allie Khan on the sax and Amir Blumenfeld on the fax.
The couch potatoes.
Nice.
Do we have a name?
I don't think it's cool to have a name. I think what just
We're
happened
just
is
Jeffrey
that.
and Cory and the couch potatoes.
Yeah, you never hear of a band that's 2 people's proper names and then the blanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Matt and Kim and the couch potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt and Kim and.
Yeah.
Toro
Normally there's a
Noir
comma.
and the couch
Yeah.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's another example? George and John and the Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun if like Simon and Garfunkel and Hall and Oates.
That's
Yeah.
like they did like a treat
a concept.
quad
Yeah.
act.
A quad
Quartet.
act. A quartet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Do you guys have a voice of God mic today?
We sure do.
Yep.
I feel like you guys like music.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like,
Just, like,
specifically
generally.
are knowledgeable about nicher music than most.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks, Geoff.
This is a compliment coming from me.
Yeah.
What would you lob up as a quad?
Sunny and Cher and
That's
you want
good.
2 more?
Yeah, Sonny and Cher and Sonny Bono and Bono.
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 Fuck.
Cher and Sonny and Bono.
That's cool.
That's really cool,
Yeah.
actually. Crosby and Stills and Nash and Bono.
That's the only one that doesn't work because it is Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. So
But-
you're just adding hands.
Yeah.
No, and yeah, but that's
And
kind of
young.
funny. Like that's pretty funny because commas do serve a purpose, but I don't think that they would be as popular if they were Crosby and Stills and Nash and Young.
Although
And you're
would
right.
you still have a comma? Isn't that like a famous grammatical debate?
The Oxford comma.
Yeah. I'm pro Oxford comma. And
That's,
I'm-
Yeah.
that's the comma before and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I would say that the smartest people in the world would say use the Oxford comma.
Yeah, that's why I
Thank
would
you.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're all from Oxford.
Yeah. We all went
Yeah.
to Oxford. It's
Tom
an
York
Ivy League school.
lives in Oxford, and my brother-in-law and sister met at Oxford University, and they
Comma and comma.
they would see Tom York walking around all the time.
Who cares?
So they
Who
do.
cares? Someone you knows someone saw Tom York?
Yeah, like no interaction, just saw.
Like, that's so removed, man.
No,
Back to
it's nice to see famous people walking about.
Sure, it's nice for us, but to hear that someone else did is a non-starter.
Back to the best friend sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by that.
Yeah.
I was like,
That
that's cool.
came out of nowhere, right?
That
For
was
sure.
like that is cool.
Do you guys spend one-on-one time
That's
together?
cool that I think you're one of my best friends.
No, no, I think that it's cool that your sister-in-law saw Tom York. Like you said that they pulled away hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They're
now
like-
you're in.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
It's
You
not
leaned in.
they saw him once. It's they would see him every day.
That's really cool.
Doing
Yeah.
what?
I don't
Any
believe that.
quirks or
Going to the cafefe shop and looking angry, I think. There's that Tom York song. I don't know the title, but it's like, now you know who your real friends are.
Creep.
No.
How do you guys know each other? I'd love to know your origins.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just out of the blue have you ever heard of Cory?
I mean, I love that I know you now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
out of the blue,
But I don't
sure.
want you to feel like I don't talk about you.
You don't have to talk about me.
No,
I don't
feel
talk
like
about you at my job.
Cory currently works at the CDC.
I do.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's talk boosters, because I just
Yeah.
got one that knocked me the fuck out.
Yeah,
I
how
just
do you
got
feel
one
it?
and I didn't have any side effects.
So that didn't work. You got the placebo, which I think they're giving out.
Yeah. They're giving them out.
Sugar juice.
Yeah, they give you sugar juice.
Yeah, how'd you guys meet?
We were fast friends. We met at a party.
Well, we met first at UCLA through
met
vaguely
during a
college
sketch.
comedy,
Yeah.
and then didn't see each other for like 3 years.
He had short hair
yeah.
and like clean shaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was
I
a
remember
little
meeting
boy.
him. We were in a sketch.
Yeah.
And
And you had long hair and sort of a facial hair. And then Geoff, over the last few years, sort of.
So you do
he's
know
sort
him.
of single white femaling you in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
He's becoming you
I did,
as you guys get closer to one another.
and together, like somebody complimented my outfit on my way in here.
It was
and-
me.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. I was actually kind of nervous when I
The
came
only
here.
people, by the way, at the studio at all are the people in this room.
And Kayla.
No. There's a lot of other people here on the way in. There's lots of people outside.
Tom York was here.
Yeah.
I just didn't
walking
even
by.
think to mention it.
Yeah. And I did put on an outfit, because I think Jeffrey dresses really nicely.
Interesting.
I really needed to fucking hear that.
Yeah. And then I got here way before you, and you came in here like pretty late. And but I saw you get out of your cool car in your cool outfit, and I was like, shit, that's cool.
Oh,
But what is
really?
he compensating for?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Like, why are you just afraid to wear plain clothes and drive a normal car?
exactly right. Which you do. So I have to
That's
imagine
true.
you're sort
I
of.
mean, that's true. I'm sort of normcore. Like, I'll wear a t-shirt and drive a Mazda.
I think if you wore Chuck Taylors, you'd be normcore, but the shoes make it feel like, oh, he's not confident.
Interesting.
You also, I don't know what voice it is that you used, but you use, I'll wear a t-shirt and drive a Mazda.
Yeah.
You are wearing a t-shirt and
And
you
do
did drive a Mazda.
Yeah.
Like, you said it as if you
So
aren't
it's not
currently.
hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
I have to point out the promise that you made to the listeners that you made good on just now, which is you'd wear the My Cousin Vinny t-shirt.
Oh yeah, you know what? And it wasn't even intentional, so I'm glad it worked
Wow.
out.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
thank you.
Kismet.
I actually would do Kismet after this.
What is that?
Rotisserie.
The rotisserie.
Oh, is it like a chicken place?
Yeah, it's a rotisserie chicken John.
It's like
like a
a,
bougie
it's a
bougie.
hipster Zanku. It's a
anyway,
very LA reference.
I feel like Beck talked about Zanku chicken, so
you know,
Zanku
my
is hipster.
brother-in-law saw Beck once.
In Oxford?
Yeah.
actually, it was Oxford,
Mississippi.
sure.
Is
You want to
Oxford
go to
shit?
Oxfordshire?
For sure.
Sure.
Yeah, and then we met at a house party years later. And then I was like, I know you, and I don't really know anyone else at this party. And then we came to the Headgum office that
Wow.
night, played
The one
basketball.
downtown? Oh, no, the one here?
The one here, because it was over here off Sunset.
So this is recent, fairly recent.
This was last summer. And then we played basketball. I drunkenly fell into one of the agave plants, stabbed my thumb.
Oh, I see.
no.
It was hard to masterbate for a bit. And then...
and we talked about that.
that was the only noticeable difference. And then he hosted the show. And
we went up on your roof.
And we went up on my roof.
You guys had an
This is
epic
a hell of a night.
It was kind of a wildly romantic night.
Yeah.
Met at a party, came here to play basketball, and then ended up drunk on a roof.
Yeah.
No, and the injury too. It's very A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
And then I dropped him off in his house. Oh, we also found out that we lived like 3 blocks from each
We're
other.
neighbors.
Who had
Amir. Amir.
loud?
It's fine. This show is the show to have that happen on.
Right, yeah.
Right,
'cause
yeah.
It's kind
Getting
of
my
fun.
phone
Jeff's
now.
being so weirdly nice.
it's because he knows I don't listen to the podcast, so that his personality inside the podcast, he has to be outside of podcast Jeff for me right now.
I see.
And
He's
that
not allowed to be
literally
podcast
happens every time we have a guest on the show. But we found out that we lived in the same little like canyon area. I was going to say where, but you still live there. I don't. Anyway, and I was like, oh, we should be friends. And then we became friends. He invited me to do stand-up for the first time in his garage.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's
and
rare
then we
to make
weirdly
a friend at a party.
What's that?
It's rare to make a friend at a party.
Yeah.
Maybe for you. That's what a party's for.
A party's usually for hanging out with people that you already know. I rarely create new friendships at these social gatherings.
That's fair.
I also had just broken up with my girlfriend of 4 years, like 2 weeks before we met.
Right.
Okay, so you were both available for a new connection.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's friends with my front house neighbors, and they were like, we're gonna go to a party, and I was like, you know what? I'm single. I'm gonna go to a party. And then we became
Wow.
friends.
You have this incredible romantic night with Geoff.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen each other since?
Yeah, we've really been wanting to get together for the last year and a half, and this seemed like the right way to do it. Yeah,
And then we almost got arrested in Williamsburg. That's an exaggeration. but-
together?
Yeah.
We
Wow.
got cited for drinking in public.
Yeah.
What were you doing in New York?
I do comedy. I was doing a show at Union Hall.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we were out there in like November or December.
Yeah.
Um,
January.
January.
Anyway.
Yeah.
March?
It was
April?
cold.
Yeah.
It was really cold. And they pulled us over, and Jeffrey gave them his ID, and then I gave them my student ID and a fake address.
That's cool.
I felt really cool.
You shouldn't say that on a record.
Oh yeah, I forgot that a lot of NYPD love audio content.
Our biggest demos are Toronto, San Francisco Bay Area, New York Police Department.
Yeah.
We do have to move on.
Let's keep it going with everybody's Bond of the week.
Let's start with Allie.
Okay.
Who do you got?
This might be crazy, and this idea just popped in my head now, so I'm sorry if someone's already said it.
Okay.
Should we go Bond Muppet?
Wow.
Like-
I
That's
was going to
really
say that.
You
good.
really?
No, you
No.
weren't. You had nothing. That's really good.
Yeah, like maybe it's a Michael Caine's Bond. Everybody else is a Muppet.
That's good.
And then who? Okay. And we should say Michael Caine's never been James Bond.
No, but he has been Ebenezer Scrooge, who's been top of mind recently for me for other reasons.
What's that reason? Because it's nowhere near like the holidays or anything.
Well, I was trying to plan a group costume for Halloween, and I
Yeah.
was like, wouldn't it be really good if we were all Ebenezer Scrooges? But
My George is being Ebenezer Scrooge.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's in the air.
Yeah.
So, but here's the problem is that my like this doesn't matter budget,
Yeah.
like a men's nightcap that's sorry I keep bumping this. That's a
It's
triangle
like
is
$140.
it's really expensive. It's $28 to buy a men's nightcap. And not that I can't afford it, but also
That's
it's like
cool.
I'm never gonna wear it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much
So-
should that cost?
I would say like I would pay $10 max. Men's
Yeah.
nightcap?
Yeah, because you'll never have to. You just have to literally throw it away after.
No, yeah.
I will
just
say-
put it in the landfill.
If you are still able to get it today, I can ask George if he found one yet or if that's his costume for tonight. And then if not, go in on it. It's
Okay.
$14.
Okay. No.
Which is much closer to your price.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's negotiable.
Yeah. Bond of the week. We do this segment where ever since Daniel Craig was out as Bond, we we lob up our casting options for the next James.
Okay, pass for now.
Okay. Anya and Casey, what do you guys think?
Do you have something?
Okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
Bond, Bono.
Bondo.
Bondo.
That's really good.
Yes.
What I want a Bond with the sunglasses that kind of just keep going.
Yeah, and he's so
Wraparounds.
annoying.
Yeah.
He shows up everywhere. Everyone's like, oh no.
Yeah.
He's in the movie and then like the soundtrack is by U2.
Yeah, right.
They would not have gotten that without him.
Right. The Bond song is like the worst song you've ever heard. And it's like already preloaded on your phone.
It's a wonderful day. That's really good.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
A rebrand of a classic music festival, Bondaroo.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
who's
Good.
playing Bond?
So
7,000 people in Tennessee.
in a muddy field in Tennessee. So it's like
as Bond.
yeah, Smashing Pumpkins Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
75?
That was the 1917, which is the film 1917.
The World
Yeah.
War One.
Yeah, World War I film about friendship. The 1975 Bond. Yeah.
That's good. That would be fun if it was almost like every scene is a different band or performer. My Bond of the week is Pierce Brosnan.
He's already been, right?
Bond Street's back. All right. That's a London joke. That's a Backstreet Boys joke. That's a joke about Pierce Brosnan coming back. I'm gonna kill myself.
He gave the culmination speech at my university. Pierce Brosnan.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What
I
school?
went to your
UCLA.
graduation, not the
Went to
one.
UCLA?
Yeah.
That's cool. Both my brothers went to UCLA.
What year did they graduate?
They're older
They're like
than
40.
I. Yeah,
Okay.
they're in their 40s.
Yeah, I wasn't there then.
95, 99.
I dated somebody who went to UCLA, and so I went to your graduation, but the comm school.
Right.
And so their graduation speaker, their commencement speaker or whatever, was the CEO of Sugarfina. So that's cool. Pierce Brosnan was yours, yeah.
He
But
literally was like, when I was shooting Bond. I was like, this is awesome.
this person was like, yeah, like I kind of stumbled into owning a candy company. And it was so clear she came from generational wealth.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bond of the week. Yours are never interesting.
Well,
Wow.
Anya talking about the Bond song got me thinking maybe the Bond song should be a parody of the thong song.
Okay.
Baby, let me see.
So, a Cisco style Bond. So it's the pop singer Cisco as Bond doing a thong song parody called the Bond song.
Bond, 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 Bond.
Exactly. That song came
Daddy
out when
chill.
Jeffrey was born, so he doesn't quite remember it, but sure.
Delish recently published an article about the 35 holiday potluck recipes that'll get you reinvited year after year. I'd like to talk about some recipes that will get you uninvited indefinitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking spam chowder.
Weren't you supposed to show your ass on Twitter today?
Oh yeah, congrats on your 10K, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think of that because when I think of spam chowder, I think about
Gam
Just
chowder.
Gam's louder.
I'm not going to bear my ass on the internet. I'm not going to do it.
Got it.
What do you guys think? What gets you uninvited?
Uninvited from I think that I recently had to make fake goo for a sketch, and so I just dyed pudding green. But then it wasn't gooey enough, so I put a whole box of cornstarch in it, and then I ate some of it to see what it tasted like, and it was so vile. So if I brought that, just green goo,
Yeah.
Green sugar goo.
Nightmare
goo.
ambrosia.
yeah, exactly. I think that I would not be invited back.
Allie, what do you think?
You know what? I don't trust recipes that have the word surprise in the title. So like anything that like tuna surprise. I'm like,
Surprise, it's not
that's
tuna.
not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Surprise, it's vile.
Yeah.
Casino is also a bad one for a thing.
Clams Casino.
What does
Anything
that
Rockefeller.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything shellfish related with a additive word to it.
Anything
Yeah.
Delight.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are all in the same
Yeah.
vein. What about crock pot and possible meat?
Crock pot impossible.
That's like a set of words that should activate a sleeper cell.
Yeah, because Impossible Meat is already sort of pre-cooked, right? Like if you ate Impossible Burgers raw, would you get sick?
No, because it's vegetables.
What
But-
about Impossible Tartare?
That's really good.
Oh.
Impossible carpaccio.
It's like
Yeah.
Jello.
It's just Jello.
An impossible Jello mold of sorts.
We've got mashed tomatoes.
It's pretty bad. Although, kind of what ketchup is,
Yeah.
or pasta sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you bring like a side of ketchup.
Mashed
Just a
tomatoes.
big bowl of I brought this gazpacho. It's more like a sweet gazpacho with like some malt vinegar. It just is ketchup.
Granola.
This is to like the potluck you bring granola? Yeah, I forgot that we're saying bad stuff. I was about to dunk on you so fucking hard.
I know people who make their own granola. It seems to be not worth it to me.
I haven't gotten on that train.
It's like oats plus all this other stuff, and then you bake it, and then you have granola. But
Oats and other.
It's
granola is
basically-
almost as cheap as oats, so like you're not really saving anything.
Would
Yeah.
you say that granola is breakfast Chex Mix?
I'd refrain from saying such a thing, even
I
if
would
I
never say
believed
it.
it. I think that it's very granola, the adjective, to make your own granola, the noun.
100%.
Oh.
And I think that's where it comes from, no?
Yeah. Well, no, granola is a verb. You're granolaing the oats.
Is that true?
No, no way. Like buffalo.
Let's go around all 6 of us and just kind of say the first and last name of the most granola person we've ever slept with. I think it'll be. I'm not going to say. I'll bleep it out, but I think it's
Oh, right.
huge hiker.
My favorite thing about you is that you and this person you just mentioned
Yeah.
is that I didn't know that you two were sleeping together, and I expressed romantic interest in her, and you said, and I quote, "Go for it, man." And you were actively sleeping with each other. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but that was before we like became exclusive. So I was like,
Okay.
yeah, go, if you want.
Best friends, man.
What the fuck were we talking about? We don't have to do that. A recent Fortune article poses the question, can you get addicted to melatonin? The answer, according to the article, is not really.
That's the entire article.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really good that an Ivy League nepotism baby got to make $25,000 writing that article. Not really. I also thought you said 4chan weird.
According to 4chan, per the tasting table, less is more when using Sardinian cured tuna hearts. Let's talk about it.
I don't know what any of those things are. Sardinian canned
You gotta
tuna
branch
hearts?
out.
I'm not gonna eat those. I'm sorry.
No, I just think like I would love to see you have a new hobby. I feel like
Oh,
Allie,
interesting.
the last time you were on, you were talking about taking up a new hobby.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember what it was, but we were talking about it.
It's just something that could get me some cash.
That's what it was.
That's not what a
Monetizing
hobby is.
joy.
What
It was
hobby?
how do I monetize joy, which I think
Yeah.
is really interesting.
Maybe I'll start selling men's nightcaps.
Kneecaps?
Nightcaps.
Nightcaps.
For all the
Men's
Scrooges out there.
Yeah, you'll be like a prosthetics salesperson.
Or it's you like selling like summer 2020 era bottled cocktails,
Oh,
but
yeah.
really gendering whiskey.
Boy drink. Yummy yum boy town. And we also have a gin drink. Girl.
And then this one I want to talk about altogether. How to winterize hydrangeas? What do we think?
Didn't even pronounce that right.
Hydrangeas?
How to winter
I just think of It's a Wonderful Life where she's like, in the hydrangea bushes.
My big takeaway is that this article is by Carol J. Michelle, and then who I can only assume is like a DJ with lowercase Cluis. Like
Yeah, who's clueless?
clueless.
Every time we record in the studio on a Friday morning, I don't eat breakfast and then I have a huge pint of cold brew and my face starts vibrating and I get anxious.
Okay, this article
It starts
from these
vibrating.
first two lines, this is the same thing as the melatonin, where it's you don't have to do much to prepare for winter.
I don't even prune my hydrangeas in the fall.
Yeah.
That's what it, and they have a link.
Can hydrangeas survive frost? Yes.
Sure.
How are you guys at keeping plants alive?
Not good.
Poor.
Getting better.
The plants that my ex gave me when
First
she
and
broke
last
up with
name.
me and the ones that she gave me right before she broke up with me and then left LA forever are still alive.
Oh, that's good.
But I
good.
haven't watered them in a while. I kind of want them to die. I'm like I need to move on.
From the plants or
From the winterizing hydrangeas. Like when should you is my big question.
yeah, I guess the golden question is why winterize hydrangeas?
Right.
Yeah, and it seems like the answer is you don't have to, or
Yeah.
Oh, they don't need much extra attention. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
Have you ever been pegged?
Don't look at me and say that word. We've already discussed this offline. Sorry, and I shouldn't have blown up at you because sex positivity and all that shit. But you needle me, and at a certain point, I'm gonna have to push back.
Yeah, I poke and prod to get this because it's sort of like there he is.
Yeah, wait.
Right?
What's needling? Is that like pegging?
Yeah, but it's into your dick.
But with a
hole.
really thin
No,
thing.
that has a name. It's sounding.
We've been talking a lot about sounding on the podcast.
Have you?
Actually, that was review.
Yeah. Okay.
What's
cool.
sounding?
Glad you asked. Sounding is when you, for lack of a better term, fuck your urethra.
Yeah, with like a metal rod.
And why is that
what?
called
And it's
that?
called sounding?
Yeah, and I don't understand why people do it. I've never tried it, but there's no way that's pleasurable. Is it a
Yeah,
pain thing?
painful.
It's probably a pain thing. There's a lot of people who are
Ow.
real, and this is coming from a sex positive place.
Yeah.
Totally.
Real fucked up in the head.
Yeah,
and,
messed up and bad.
and bad. And something. Yeah. People who should be criminals.
Yes.
But I have heard that it's sort of like a runner's high thing, where if you sound for long enough,
Just
Casey,
run.
it starts to feel, you get that dopamine rush. My
I don't-
chest is now vibrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat food, I guess, before
Yeah.
having caffeine.
Eat,
to
pray,
the-
love, too.
And it's also a lot of caffeine. It's probably the equivalent of four coffees, 4 black coffees that you're drinking. A pint of concentrate like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point of best friends, I literally did the same thing. I
Yeah.
drank a cup of coffee at my house, ate nothing, came here, had a cup of coffee and a seltzer,
Yeah.
and
How you
I'm
feeling?
really feeling.
Buzzing.
I'm buzzing.
And you're beezing. I saw you doing the.
I'm beezing.
Yeah.
And I did mushrooms last night.
Did you actually?
Just a little.
That's good.
A little
Um,
micro.
Have you ever pegged somebody?
No.
Okay. We do have to take a quick break.
You guys have an HR department?
We do not. The HR department is Marty, and that's a real fucking problem. We'll be right back.
The way Ellie looked.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Guys, do you ever wish that life came with a user manual? I know I have. Sometimes when you're trying to make a decision or are dealing with something difficult in your interpersonal relationships, you wish you could just be handed the answers, right? Or at least handed a guide, a fill-in-the-blank style piece that could help you get to the right answer. Well, that's where therapy comes in. And BetterHelp Online Therapy is the next best thing to a user manual for life. Because unfortunately, life doesn't come with a user manual, right? So when it's not working for you, it's normal to feel stuck. And navigating any of life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, a new relationship, or becoming a parent. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. I'm in therapy every week. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you have access to it, and BetterHelp makes it easier financially and otherwise, to therapy, I think you owe it to the people around you, the people you love, to go through that process, to learn more about yourself, to learn more about your emotional body so you can show up for those around you as the best version of yourself you can be. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to be matched with a therapist, and if things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist at any time. It could not be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/what's that? Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/what's that? Thanks, BetterHelp.
This is a fucking segment that I like to call What the Cool Kids Are Into. Speaking of Narcan. I guess we should wait for the song. I'm gonna have an anxiety attack.
Yeah, you picked a really anxiety-inducing song. And it's starting again? Okay.
Yeah, you really do look unwell.
That's not ideal for me. I want to look hot, Casey. Anyway.
Do I look good?
No, you look great.
Thank you.
Kidding me?
Do you think you're gonna eat after this episode and before the next one, or just keep riding the caffeine thing until 4 p.m.?
I'm not going to eat before the second episode.
So you'll look worse then.
Yeah.
Yeah, see the face of God.
Yeah. This is I read a New York Times article called What the Cool Kids Are Super Into, and they were talking about Perfectly Imperfect, which is a cult newsletter for downtown tastemakers. And they held you guys are looking at me like you do not care or you want to hurt me physically.
Cult newsletter for downtown tastemakers is another CIA.
So we're just not going to talk about the hydrangeas at all.
I can't. Yeah.
I bought some hydrangeas at Trader Joe's and I put them in 2 vases in my house. I bought flowers for myself.
Oh,
That's
beautiful.
cool.
I think it's nice.
It's an act of self-love.
Yeah, exactly.
Radical.
Yeah,
Radical.
Nobody buys boys flowers.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah,
Um,
unless you're in a play.
Yeah. It's sort of like, I don't know, the Village Voice, but hipper, younger, and nicher. Fuck you guys.
What? We're fucking listening to you.
Again, I want to know. As
you
a
need,
friend
like,
and a guest.
bagel.
I need a flagel.
Yeah. What's that?
Bagels are too much bread. Flagel is a flatter thing.
Yeah. You're fucking jittery, man. You're scaring me.
Yes.
Just
Jitterbug.
Nice.
So this fucking guy started this new cult newsletter talking to like young
You're
hip
having
people.
a heart attack.
Yes, my heart is beating fast. I was supposed to get cholesterol blood work done this morning and I slept through it.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That's probably for the best.
I have FH.
Which is?
Familial hypercholesterolemia. My LDL is through the fucking roof, Anya.
Is that the good one?
No, that's all bad. 272 ml per G's or something.
Yeah.
And the normal is under 200.
Got it.
Should we all pitch real quick on how to fix that?
I think we should pitch on how to let me out of my fucking misery.
I think that if you were really, really sick and you wanted to be euthanasiaed and you said, I'm the only, like, Cory, I need you to do this, and you proved it, like you did.
Yeah.
I think I could kill you. If it helped you.
I agree, but I think there's so many people that want to kill me, like truly homicidal.
And you wouldn't want to take that opportunity away from them.
Exactly right.
You're like, look, this will fuck up Cory for a long time, but this will be awesome.
This will be
for
cathartic.
a handful of people.
I don't know.
Name them.
You, I guess.
Well, I'll take a stab, but I don't need to go whole hog if somebody else wants to do it more.
I don't think euthanasia is like stabbing someone.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll hear you out.
Sorry, man.
For the last 2 years, the cult newsletter Perfectly Imperfect has offered a window into the changing guard of New York City's downtown scene with a deceptively simple premise. Cool people like cool things.
I've read that.
Deceptively simple.
And they say the New York Times is a failing institution. Started during the loneliest days of the pandemic, the newsletter offers highly curated recommendations from on-the-cusp tastemakers and aspiring aesthetes, including the synth-pop singer Jake Lazovic, never heard of him, the Canadian painter Chloe Wise, love the name. Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
big
cool.
fan.
The
Great
model
Insta.
Mitka Odo
But, you know.
and the Euphoria actress Chloe Cherry. Who,
2 Chloes.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
I was just gonna also say 2 Chloes and then really not comment on it. I was just gonna go 2
Or
Chloes.
put more succinctly, Clueless.
Nice.
Thank you.
The founder of the newsletter said, I don't want to seem full of myself or anything, but Perfectly Imperfect is probably the most sprawling cultural document of who and what was cool during the time we're in right now. Incredibly hubristic.
But also, how many cultural documents are attempting to cover the moment that we're in right now? It's like, okay, we're much better than
Yeah.
National Geographic.
Specifically south of 10th in New York.
Yeah.
Like, and then the article sort of gives all these people a platform. Like, this is an example: Harrison Patrick Smith, 26, indie pop prince for the Dare. And then he says, August by Taylor Swift. I really like the Taylor Swift song Karma. I think it's a great song. And then like has a paragraph about what he thinks is cool. This long-winded nonsense has been me being like, what do you guys think is cool? Mostly you two, because I feel like with you it doesn't count. Anya and Casey, I think it also counts, but they're cusp.
Holy shit. Their cusp? What's that supposed to mean? They're not as old as me, but
Like,
they're
I'm a
older than
Sagittarius,
me.
but Scorpio cusp. Like, I am a Sagittarius, but I'm on the cusp of Scorpio. That's why I'm so good at sex.
I'm a Gemini and a Taurus cusp, and that's why I don't know. A lot of girls who that matters to, it's bad. I just want to say that I'm looking over your shoulder and I can see their ages, and I do want to commit acts of violence for every person that's younger than me on this. Cool
Most of them
article,
are 26 or 27. So
which is a great age to be. It's older than me.
Yeah.
But
I can
there's
start.
like 24 and 23-year-olds.
I can start because I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is earnest
Okay.
for once. And I kind of styled it like the way that they did, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is investing in glassware. You can find really great sets of high quality vintage glassware on Etsy that elevate any drink you make at home. I also think, at least in LA, it's more about having people over to your house nowadays than going out, which is probably a product of the dust finally settling on the post-vax era of hedonism. I picked up a set of 6 diamond pattern crystal rocks glasses on Etsy for $59, and I know I'll probably have them for the next decade or more.
That's a quote that you gave to yourself?
I love that the premise of this show is that you have the opportunity to come up with a succinct response to your own questions
Yeah.
and then
sorry.
lob them at people.
We didn't have that to write down. I haven't been thinking about it for the last day. But nice.
So in 45 words or less.
Yeah, what
what's
have you
something
been
cool?
doing that's cool and how?
Yeah.
Yours don't have to be so succinctly and...
So you're saying that post-vaccine is like when the vaccine first came out, people were going out and being hedonistic.
Yes.
Like in the summer of 2021 or whatever.
Yeah.
And the dust has already settled on that, and people are like moving back sort of towards a home party environment, and thus they're investing more in houseware.
I think that it's also coming at a time in our lives where we're valuing those sorts of things, where it's like
Yeah.
the pandemic, we were like, oh, I really wish that I could go out
Yeah.
because that's when we would have been going out. But now it's like, oh, we can have a dinner party and we're not having it under the premise that this is the only thing we're actually allowed to do.
Yeah.
Like
So
we
we're
could
making
go
a
out.
decision to stay home.
Yeah, as
versus
opposed
being
to
forced to
forced.
stay
I
home.
also feel like that's a reflection of your age in a good way, where you're like, okay, I kind of hit like my early mid-20s window, and let's get some good plates.
Yeah. No,
Like,
I agree.
let's figure out what my style is in my kitchen. Who am I at this party?
My style is Italian air.
Air, like, yes. Okay, not AIR.
Generationally wealthy Italian estate owner
Right.
with glassware and china to match.
Love it.
And so as far as generational wealth, how is that wealth like kept during like the 1930s, 1940s? How was that maintained, or was the
We almost never do this, but we have to take another break.
Oh my God.
This is so fucked up.
So rare.
What I will say is the man I was specifically thinking of, Aro Montanari, aka John Goldberger, is a Jewish Italian man.
Aro Montanaro? Do you guys know who that is?
Montanari.
No.
Okay. I just wanted to
Mm-mm.
make sure it wasn't a generational thing.
Yeah.
Welcome to The Biggest Loser Personality Edition. Introducing our judges, Anya,
Oh, good.
Speed Caser,
Great.
and, well, me. Let's meet our contestants. Amir Blumenfeld, kind of the fan favorite to win this. Allie Khan, not quite sure why she's on this show. Not the episode of the podcast, but this specifically. And Cory Peter Lane could go either way. This is Biggest Loser Personality Edition. So the judge panel is made up of me, Anya, Casey. I'm going to ask you guys a series of probing questions that are going to sort of get to the bottom of how big a loser y'all are.
Okay.
And this is for genuinely $100 cash.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, this
As
is
long as
like
it's
I will.
genuine.
Yeah, I will Venmo you $100. It is funny because Amir needs that money the least out of the three of us.
So it goes to the biggest loser?
Yeah. Also,
Got it.
according to financial charts, you are a millionaire.
That's
wanna make
awesome
that
to
clear.
hear. Yeah.
Anyway, it's uncomfortable to talk about money.
I'm fine talking about it.
That's because you don't have any money.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't mind talking about it.
Yeah.
Do you guys? Yeah, so I'm going to throw this and answer in a way that reflects really poorly on me because I'd love that $100.
Exactly
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Okay. Here we go. What's your guiltiest? Oh, and then so they're gonna answer the questions, right? And then the three of us have to be like, which one of that is the biggest loser answer?
Perfect.
Mhm.
Great.
That's kind of what I do all day.
So instead of silently judging us, you're going to have to actually say it out loud.
Which is
this
cool.
time.
What's your guiltiest pleasure?
What's my guiltiest pleasure? Daily fantasy basketball?
Oh, he's making it so easy.
My guilt. Do you have one? I'm thinking.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go for it.
I love videos on TikTok of kids falling down or getting hurt, like
America's
hitting the head
Funniest
with
Home
a
Video
plastic bat.
style.
Huh?
America's Funniest Home Video style.
But like cinema verite. like
See the one of the guy who like kicked a fake soccer ball on a string, and then the Russian-looking lady went to kick it and missed, and then fell on her ass. I
No.
saw that one recently. It was pretty good.
I want to kind of circle back to the Russian-looking lady.
Oh, yeah.
I love that you said you
gotta see
almost
this
said
video.
Russian. You're like, looking.
It seemed Russian, but it might have just been a Russian-looking lady.
Right.
Lately I've been getting into like I get very like hyper fixated on certain pop culture figures and then I deep dive sometimes for months at a time. Right now it's Carrie Fisher, so I'm reading every single novel Carrie Fisher's ever written.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So, I'm adding that to the table.
That's really good.
I think that's cool.
Mm.
I think that's neutral, and I think that daily fantasy anything is kind of the one. Not you suck.
All right, well, you're just one judge, so I look forward to hearing
Yeah.
that. Because, sports is relatively, at least
It's cool to
culturally
watch
cool,
sports.
yeah.
It's cool to bet
or
on
to
sports.
or be in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool to be in sports.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
to be an athlete would be cool.
Yeah. What do you do when there's no basketball happening?
I'll watch a different sport, like football or tennis.
Anya, Casey?
I'm gonna have to say the biggest loser in this category is Cory. Only because it's a very passive thing. Amir's active, setting lineups. Allie is learning, and Cory is laughing at other people's pain,
Interesting.
Children's pain.
children's pain specifically. So that's loser activity, if you ask me.
And Casey's telling the truth because you guys just met, so he's not like trying to be polite to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So, sorry, when you meet someone, you're not trying to be polite? I feel like I
am,
get
but, like,
ruder
the
the
fact
more I
that
know
we're
someone.
Hearing this means it's real honesty. Otherwise, he would just be like, I think Amir's is the worst because, like, we go back the furthest, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't. There's no. We could never see each other again, and you could just tell me how you really feel, and I appreciate the honesty.
The candor.
Yeah.
This is tough for me because
Tiebreaker right here.
my boyfriend also loves to watch little children getting hurt on the internet, and I think it's really messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the category. It's not like whose is most messed up.
Yeah.
Yours is most messed up. Fantasy anything to me is an automatic. It's a no.
One for Amir. All right.
That's fair.
What's the last thing you Googled on your phone? Look it up right now.
Ooh, this is fun. Wipe out.
All right, it's Amir for this one.
Oh, whoa. How to donate cash when your dick is big. That's really
Whoa.
Well, here we are. I got a bunch of good ones. Some of them are boring.
Just the most recent one. Thanks so much.
The most recent one just says TW, and I don't know why.
Trigger warning?
Yeah, maybe. The
Mine-
one before that is King of Wishful Thinking, which is a song I wanted to hear on YouTube.
Adam Sandler movies streaming.
I
feel like you don't need to
I don't
Goo-
even have to say anything.
Yeah.
Mine is Vandenberg launch schedule.
What the fuck is Vandenberg?
So there's a military base in like
It's
Santa
you.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to explain. They launched a satellite yesterday.
SpaceX.
Yeah, but I didn't know that was happening. So I looked into the sky and genuinely like thought we were about to get nuked by like Korea. Like I thought I was watching because the way that we were like, is that a plane? That's not a plane.
It looked like
and
a
it had like a
rocket or
jet
something.
stream. It was a rocket. And I was like, I accepted death. Like,
The idea of you holing up in our old neighborhood, you're at neighborhood, which is like very much so like a secluded area.
yeah.
Looking up into the sky and having nuclear anxiety is that you're a loser for that. My vote is you.
Nuclear anxiety.
I was like, oh, here it comes. They're nuking a chic East Side neighborhood.
Anya, Casey, what do you think?
Do you have one ready?
You go ahead. Casey.
Okay.
I think-
Oh, I have a question for Cory, if
Yeah.
that's allowed.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
In the moment when you thought you were going to die, how did you feel?
Well, I actually had just had lunch with a friend who I hadn't seen in a while, and it was a yummy lunch, and we were hanging out with his dog. And I did have the thought, like, this is okay.
It's a nice way to go.
Yeah.
You've experienced the most fun part of your life. And now we can call it a day.
Yeah.
And you won't be missing out because everybody's dying.
Everybody's dying. But it's not even that it was the most fun. It was just that I was like, oh, that's what it's these little moments.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'd have to say because of that answer, because of accepting your mortality is a great personality trait. So I'm gonna have to go with Amir on this one.
Unreal. It wasn't even fantasy basketball related yet.
Mine is Cory because I'm not 100% convinced that you don't want to just see what SpaceX is doing.
He's a Musk fanboy.
You voted me on the off chance I was Googling it just out of curiosity, and I made up the nuke story. Oh, fuck.
All right, we got to go through these fast. Has a partner ever embarrassed you in front of your friends?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Most shameful romantic experience or sexual?
I'm sure prematurely ejaculating in some way, shape, or form.
I'm like cycling through too many. I got walked in on the first time that I'd ever had sex, like the first one,
Wow.
and it was her best friend, and her best friend's nickname was Kirby. So at the point of my first climax, I said, "No, Kirby, no."
You were coming?
Yeah, that's what climax means.
Dork. Punch him in the
Dap
shoulder.
Allie up.
That's what climax means, bitch.
One time someone came over to my house that was like, it was a date, and I opened the door and they were wearing flip-flops, and I immediately was like, ugh. But then I was like, well, they're here.
That's just embarrassing for them.
No, I know. Well, it's embarrassing for me that I didn't wrap it up.
Yeah. I think if his answer wasn't so specifically no Kirby, no, I would vote you. So I'm gonna go Cory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Cory's essentially living a American Pie scene. And therefore, I got to give it to him.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say, yeah, I think it's clear that Cory's living a bad life.
He's kind of a loser. The title of this game.
Yeah, Cory, same. Nice of us to not. We're doing all the men in the world who are listening a real favor by not acknowledging Amir's and just saying that that's fine.
I don't know if this is a
We're
shameful
normalizing prematurely ejaculation.
Yeah.
but I did when I was in college because it was hit or miss, but I was like, yeah, sometimes I wouldn't last that long. I did get a fleshlight trainer thing.
Wait, this is your second time getting a fleshlight?
Yeah, well, the first time I
first time
didn't
you
actually
didn't-
get it.
Sure.
Second time telling the story.
So yeah, men out there, train, brother.
I think most men, their problem now is that they're all on antidepressants, and it
Yeah.
it's
Oh, then
opposite.
get on Wellbutrin, the happy horny pill, according to not Joni Mitchell. Michelle Phillips.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Phillips.
Gloria Steinem once called Wellbutrin the happy horny pill in her 1951 essay.
Yeah, Mother Teresa called it.
What's the dumbest person?
Who's
Have to
the
have
dumbest
food.
person you've ever met?
Who the fuck is calling me? Oh.
I think it's my phone vibrating.
What's the dumbest purchase you've ever made?
Probably cryptocurrency related.
Yeah.
Okay, during like early days of the pandemic, I was living with my parents and I was knee deep in season 1 Dickinson. And I bought a Victorian nightgown, I got a brass candle holder and a long candlestick, and I walked around my parents' house at night haunting. It was just like a for me to meet joke. No one else was there.
Wow, those are really two hard ones to judge, and we haven't. Even
I
got
want to hear
Cory
Cory's
yet.
for this round, but I am gonna veto any judgment. That's gonna be 2 things for Allie. That's crazy.
No, I know.
A brass candle holder.
I wanted
Yeah.
to walk down the stairs and go, "Who's there?"
And I did.
And I did.
I think that the dumbest purchase that I made, the one that most recently comes to mind, is that my cat was peeing on my bed a lot, and I got
And I bought a straw.
and I bought a straw and I sucked that shit up. I was peeing. He was peeing on my bed, and I was like, well, now he like thinks that the bed is like his litter box, so I'm just gonna get a new bed. So I spent like I took a nap appointment at the Casper store. You can set
That's
aside
like $800.
It was like $1,300.
$1,300 for the mattress or for the nap?
For the nap appointment. The mattress cost $25,000.
But we should say that you work at the CDC making $73,000 a year.
75.
pretty good.
But I went and took a nap appointment and then was upsold by the mattress person. Got a $1,300 mattress. And then my cat peed on it day 1. And I was like, oh, cool. So it's not the smell. It's that you're a fucker.
And again, that is almost good enough to take the cake for this round, but Allie's was just better.
Yeah, 100%. I understand.
Biggest sexual insecurity.
Why is it always sexual with you?
Pervert.
It's probably the same answer.
I'm
as
sex
the-
positive.
Same answer as the other sex one.
Okay.
Premature climax.
Probably that I'm too good at it.
I get
That's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're seeding this round to Cory.
Well, I actually have to rethink because I was going to go for a joke like that. I was going to say that I enjoy foreplay too much and I'm too giving.
All right, skipping this one. Weirdest thing you've done in front of a mirror this year? I can answer to start us off.
Sure.
I've been working on my body. I think it looks really good naked. And I was sort of like, I wonder what people see when I'm in them. And so I positioned a mirror and then sort of fucked my bed to see what that looked like. And it looked pretty good.
Can we all skip? What could we possibly say? That's lamer than that.
What's the meanest thing anyone's ever said to you? Mine is what he just did.
The meanest thing anyone's ever said to me.
One time it was a teacher. And he said, "You're not as charming as you think you are."
You've told me that, and that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Teachers don't like when kids are charming.
I think that sometimes they see a young person who's going to grow up to be more important than them. And then they're like, I'm going to take you down a peg.
You heard it here
It's too
first.
late.
Headgum Podcast. Fuck teachers.
Fuck teachers. Fuck them all. I'm going to say them to every camera.
All of
Unless you work at a private school.
Unless you work in
I can't remember a specific mean thing.
No, yeah.
Is the next round, what's the thing that first came to your mind before you started thinking of the one you were more comfortable saying out loud?
Yeah.
Let's skip this one for time. What's the most childish thing you still do?
Play video games.
Okay.
Probably like an active Victorian ghost fantasy at night.
I still get cranky and bored. Like,
I'll still cry when I'm hangry.
Okay. My vote's Cory on that one.
Yeah, throwing a tantrum. That's a Cory for me.
I threw a temper tantrum last night because I was like, I didn't plan well enough for my Halloween costume, and now I'd have to be Hot Rod.
Yeah, I guess.
Fuck you, man.
What?
Fuck you.
Man.
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 What do you guys think?
Casey gave it to me.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm
I
just
kind of
keeping
give it to Geoff for what you just said.
Yeah. Have you ever licked a salt lamp?
Yes.
No.
What is that?
It's like
all three
like
possible answers.
And so it
Only
goes.
3 answers.
And I actually think Amir not knowing what it is makes him the biggest loser.
A
Yeah.
salt lamp?
yeah, they're like it's like a Himalayan salt lamp. It's like a pink rock that you plug in and there's a light bulb inside of it, lights up, and people who have like eczema really enjoy it, I think.
Is it that it helps their eczema, or is that a personality trait?
No, I
People who
think
have
it
eczema
helps.
love this
Yeah.
style.
the
Well,
type of people.
maybe I'm just drawing a connection that a lot of my friends who are fighting that eczema fight also have salt lamps. Maybe I'm making a connection.
Yeah, I really don't know. I also love the way that Amir said assault lamp. Imagining a lamp with like an extended magazine on it.
Yeah. I don't quite understand. Still, really.
Rapid fire these last 5. What's the biggest lie you tell yourself?
That's 5.
It's not going to get funnier than that. The biggest loser is Cory.
Yes.
We do have to wrap it up, so.
That was easy.
Plugs.
Sorry, just felt.
What do you guys have going on? What do you want to point the people to? The floor is yours.
Oh, when does this come out?
This comes out
December 10th, I want to say.
it is not for a while. Okay, so next week, the episode we're recording after this comes out, and then the last November 18th.
November 18th. Okay, cool. I've got a show at the Elysian I've got a show at the Elysian in oh my god, where is it? Where's the Elysian? Frogtown. I got
Yeah.
a show at the Elysian in Frogtown on
In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles on December 1st at 7:30 p.m.
Business casual.
Business Casual. It's my sketch group.
They're a very funny sketch group.
Yeah, we've got Will Sennett and Dylan Adler and a bunch of other fun people on it.
Just was talking to somebody about Will Sennett last night.
So funny.
Social media.
My
Great
social
handle.
media is at captain_sad_beard. And like a depressed pirate. And I'm capped sad beard on Twitter and Captain Sad Beard on TikTok.
My friends who don't know you that well but have vaguely met you are always like, "Oh, there's Captain Sadbeard."
Yes.
Wow.
People come up to me in person and go like, "Oh," because I get like tagged and stuff on
Yeah.
other people's shows, and they're like, "Captain Sadbeard." I'm like, "That works for me."
Yeah.
You
Allie?
never shave.
Not to have a competing event, but Thursday, December 1st, Headgum Happy Hour.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yikes.
Well, this is weird. Mine is also a thing on the 1st. Wah, wah.
I'm having an orgy. It's me, Sean
I'm
Pearl.
edging at home, trying to get my stamina up on the 1st. That's a Thursday at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So come find me.
My show's at 7:30, so we don't conflict.
So
Okay,
confine
great. We
me.
can do both.
Yeah.
Just skip the, what is it, Headgum Happy Hour or whatever?
Yeah, you're hosting, but it's fine.
And at Geoff Boyardi on Twitter, at Geoff Free James on Instagram. Thanks for listening to this episode of the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, this whole thing was well,
Das.
That was a Headgum original.